What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we will talk about my fellow Hungarian countryman Dominik Szoboszlai once again, because there are some major updates and major news breaking about this potential transfer to Liverpool. And first of all, I can't express how happy I am that Liverpool are even linked with the best Hungarian player and probably the best Hungarian talent coming out of Hungary for the past like 20 or 30 years. I don't want to exaggerate too much, but I'm so excited about this guy who is only 22 years old and he's making waves in Europe. He had two very solid seasons at Leipzig, and now Melissa Reddy, a senior reporter at Sky Sports, is reporting that Liverpool will meet, or Liverpool already met, with the representatives of Dominik Szoboszlai, and he could be a major part for the midfield rebuild. And Leipzig have a £60 million release clause, which is 70 million euros for Dominik Szoboszlai, but that is only active until June the 30th, so Liverpool have a matter of 2 days to pay the release clause. But Leipzig actually told Liverpool, don't worry, if you don't have time to pay the release clause, Dominik Szoboszlai won't cost that much more, even if that date expires and Liverpool or Newcastle don't pay the release clause for Dominik Szoboszlai. Liverpool still have time to negotiate maybe a transfer fee to be paid in installments. And according to Melissa Reddy, Liverpool have already met with the representatives of the Leipzig midfielder Dominik Szoboszlai as part of their midfield rebuild. The Hungarian's comfort in playing across the midfield, his impressive chance creation metrics, ball carrying ability fits the profile Liverpool are after, and he's only 22 years old. He's already the captain of a really great Hungary side who beat England home and away in the UEFA Nations League, and who also started with 2 wins and 1 draw in the European 2024 qualifiers, and they haven't conceded a goal yet. And Dominik Szoboszlai, I've watched him regularly in the Puskás Arena for the home Hungary games. He's a very talented, by far Hungary's best player and most talented player. And if there is a player who can play at the highest level from the Hungary national team, that's Dominik Szoboszlai, and he has been, schooled in the Salzburg and Leipzig playing style, and that really suits Liverpool very well, because Leipzig play quite similar type of football, high pressing, high intensity, high tempo football. And Dominik Szoboszlai, even though he's not a defensive midfielder, he's great at tracking back, and his work rate is second to none. Just watch his highlights for Leipzig, or watch any Leipzig game where Szoboszlai starts. He's instrumental in how they build up from the back, and he can play in a variety of positions. He played mostly on the right wing, which would be brilliant in the case Salah goes to the Africa Cup of Nations and Liverpool will miss him for 1 month. Dominik Szoboszlai can seamlessly slot in at right wing, but he can play attacking midfield, right midfield, box-to-box midfield. He even played as a centre forward and as a left midfielder as well. And Melissa Reddy is reporting that Liverpool are navigating the biggest rebuild in Jurgen Klopp's tenure. He has been at Liverpool for like 7 years now, and the market is really inflated for midfielders. The biggest evidence of that is Declan Rice going for 105 million to Arsenal, Kai Havertz going for 65 million. I can't believe that Arsenal would pay these amounts. And it just shows that Arsenal have serious ambition, because in the past 4 summer transfer windows combined, Arsenal spent £600 million, which is exactly double of what Liverpool spent in the same time frame. If somebody explained to me how Arsenal can spend double the amount in the past 4 summers when they haven't been in the Champions League for 5 years. And yes, they will be in the Champions League next season, but Arsenal spending double while not being in the Champions League, and Liverpool literally reaching 3 Champions League finals in 5 years. and going far in the competition, you know, and raking in incredible numbers. Yes, Arsenal's wage bill is a lot lower than Liverpool, but it's not 300 million pounds lower. I also read some people are worried about Dominik Szoboszlai's injury record. He had one long injury, but that was a muscle injury, and that happens with young players when their body is still growing and developing and maturing, and their muscles are still developing. And he had a long muscle injury, 6 months. But apart from that, he was basically always available for Leipzig. Since he signed for Leipzig, he was really, after recovering from this injury, he was always available. I mean, last season for Leipzig, he played 45 games, scoring 10 goals and getting 9 assists. And the season before last season, 46 games, 10 goals and 13 assists. Sorry, it's the other way around. So 2 seasons ago, 10 goals, 9 assists, 45 games. Last season, 10 goals, 13 assists, 46 games played. So in 91 games, he has 20 goals and also 22 assists, which is really, really impressive. That's 42 goal contributions in 91 games. For a 20, 21, 22-year-old midfielder, it's really, really impressive. He also has 7 goals for the Hungary national team. At just a young age of 22, he already played 32 times for the Hungary national team, and he's already the captain of Hungary. And he scored the winning goal against England when Hungary beat England 1-0 in the UEFA Nations League in 2022. And he already has a pretty impressive trophy cabinet for a 22-year-old player. He won the Austrian Bundesliga 4 times with Salzburg. He won the Austrian Cup 3 times with Salzburg, and he also won the German Cup twice with Leipzig. But I'm sure that he would love to play for a really, really huge club in Europe like Liverpool. And remember, Dominik Szoboszlai has a motto tattooed on his arm, which Steven Gerrard said. The tattoo is in Hungarian, but I will say what it says in English. Talent is a divine blessing, but without incredible will and humility, it is worth nothing. So that's a great message, and he has that tattoo of famously being said by Steven Gerrard tattooed on his arm, which is pretty impressive. And I think it feels very serious when one of the biggest mouthpieces for Liverpool FC, Melissa Reddy, is doing a report on Dominik Szoboszlai, and if she's saying that Liverpool have met with the representatives of Szoboszlai, that's true. And I mean, if we get after Alexis McAllister, if we get Dominik Szoboszlai and Kephren Thuram, that would be literally the perfect transfer window in terms of midfield rebuild. And if we get a centre-back on top of those 3 players, then that would be an absolute dream transfer window. And Liverpool absolutely need to sign these kind of players, because all of our rivals will strengthen. Man City already signed Kovacic, Arsenal already signed Timber, Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Really, really strong transfer window from Arsenal, and it's very early. Arsenal might still do more business as well, and hopefully Bajcetic, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott will keep developing and improving. Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott are having a great Euro under 21 tournament. Harvey Elliott scored a brilliant goal. He gets the ball on the halfway line, he drives forward with the ball, goes past a couple of defenders and then slots it home into the bottom far corner. Absolutely brilliant goal by Harvey Elliott, and England have won all of their group stage games. Hopefully they can go on to win the whole tournament. And there is literally absolutely no excuse for Liverpool not to spend big in this summer transfer window, because we have a new deal for many sponsorships, new deals of sponsors, adding 16 million pounds from next season. We also have a new stand adding another 15 to 20 million pounds per season in ticket sales and hospitality revenue. And also we have 700,000 pounds per week wages leaving the wage bill, which is 36 million pounds per year slashed from the wage bill, because we of course, let go a lot of our players, which reduces the wage bill by around 23%. So there is definitely room for Liverpool spending big money. And Guido Schäfer, who is a German football expert, said that it's very true that Szoboszlai wants to go to Liverpool. And he said if Szoboszlai can choose between playing in the Champions League and playing for Newcastle, or playing in the Europa League and playing for Liverpool, then he will choose Jurgen Klopp and the Europa League, that's for sure, because he has a great admiration for Jurgen Klopp, and he's also looking at the bigger picture. Liverpool for the next 5 or 6 years under Jurgen Klopp, he will be developing and growing into a brilliant player, and Jurgen Klopp will be taking Szoboszlai to the next level. And I'm just not just excited about that as a Liverpool fan, but I'm just also excited about that as a Hungary fan, because I want Hungary to do well. I want the Hungarian players to play for the biggest clubs in Europe and to improve and grow. Philip Hintz, another journalist, confirmed that there is concrete interest from Liverpool in Dominik Szoboszlai, but Newcastle are also interested in him, open a future for the Hungarian player. And if his release clause expires just tomorrow, then there will be a free open negotiation. And I really hope that Szoboszlai wanting to play for Liverpool will factor into the transfer dealings, because we can't really outbid Newcastle if they don't want to comply with financial fair play rules. I mean, Man City have cheated the rules for like 10 years, for a decade, and there is no reason why Newcastle will follow financial fair play rules either, but we will see what will happen. And the Bild newspaper is reporting that even though Leipzig doesn't usually loan in players with no buy option, the hope that Fabio Carvalho is that he gets playing time and he feels so comfortable that he wants to stay in Leipzig and not go back to Liverpool. Internally, Red Bull Leipzig trusts Carvalho to succeed Dani Olmo or Dominik Szoboszlai, depending on which player will leave. So Leipzig are already preparing for the potential sale of Dominik Szoboszlai. And it remains to be seen whether Fabio Carvalho is good enough to play for Liverpool. But loaning him to Leipzig, who are a very, very good club with Champions League football, and also they are usually challenging for the German title, that will give Carvalho a fair amount of playing time. Even if it turns out that he's not good enough to play for Liverpool, a one-year loan at Leipzig will only increase his value. And I really love Carvalho. I wish Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp gave him more playing time. We had such an injury-hit season with so many midfielders out, and the fact that still Carvalho didn't get much playing time is really baffling to me and surprising. And also there is a good possibility that if Liverpool are trying to work around this buyout clause, so we don't have to pay £60 million up front for Dominik Szoboszlai, Fabio Carvalho might be the difference maker. He might be that sweetener to make Leipzig accept this deal, that they will sell us Dominik Szoboszlai and we already gave them Carvalho on loan, so they will accept maybe 2 or 3 installments of the 20 million for the next 3 years for Dominik Szoboszlai. And there is a scenario that Leipzig sell us Dominik Szoboszlai and we promise in return that if they want to buy Fabio Carvalho after this 1-year loan, they will have the first offer for Carvalho. So 1 year from now, if Carvalho succeeds at Leipzig, then we will say to Leipzig, you can have the first offer, and if you offer enough money, we will sell Fabio Carvalho to you. And that just might sweeten the deal of Dominik Szoboszlai coming to Liverpool as well. And probably Fabio Carvalho wanted to leave Liverpool after being frozen out in the second half of the season, and that's why I didn't understand why Jurgen Klopp didn't play Carvalho more often, because that genuinely probably upset him and he wanted to leave Liverpool either on loan or on a permanent transfer. And Leipzig have a few attacking midfielders. They play a 4-2-2-2 formation where usually they play with 1 or 2 defensive midfielders, all the rest are attacking midfielders. So they have 5 attacking midfielders for 3 or 4 slots, and on paper this doesn't leave much space for Carvalho, but the fact that Leipzig trusts to give Carvalho a lot of playing time indicates that they will probably sell one of those 5 attacking midfielders that they have. So they have Fabio Carvalho, Forsberg, Baumgartner, Szoboszlai and Dani Olmo. Baumgartner and Fabio Carvalho just arrived. Dani Olmo just signed a contract extension, so that leaves Emil Forsberg and Dominik Szoboszlai, the two players potentially that Leipzig could sell, and I believe Dominik Szoboszlai will be the player that Leipzig will sell. Forsberg is more of a bench player. He's now fourth choice among the attacking midfielders. And so Fabio's arrival and the fact that Leipzig wanted him so much and wanted him early means that they are willing to listen to offers for Dominik Szoboszlai, and they know that there is a very good interest about him, especially coming from England as well. Probably Liverpool's strategy is let the release clause expire and we want to pay a similar amount of money for Szoboszlai but in installments. And we also sent Fabio Carvalho the other way to convince Leipzig to sell us Szoboszlai. And it looks like more and more with each day that Liverpool are smart to wait until the Euro Under-21 tournament is finished to sign Khéphren Thuram and potentially Manu Kone. Manu Kone had to be substituted in the 90th minute with the France team, and he is facing probably a long spell on the sidelines. He could be out for 1, 2, 3 months, maybe even more. We will wait for official diagnosis. So that means Manu Kone is less likely to join Liverpool. And also Crystal Palace winger Michael Olise is facing up to 3 months out with an injury after tearing his hamstring muscle playing in the Euro Under-21 tournament. So that's why Liverpool have waited so long to sign players. We want this Euro tournament to finish. Szoboszlai is not playing in the Euro Under-21 tournament. Hungary hasn't qualified and he already plays for the Hungary senior national team. So we have a free run at Dominik Szoboszlai. We just need to negotiate the transfer fee with Leipzig. And that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.